I recently got to spend a week in sunny Santa Clara, California. The weather was amazing, and it was a really nice break from the Chicago weather we were having back home. The work conference I went there for turned out to be pretty good, had a pretty good time, and we even got to check out the Winchester Mansion. It was quite a sight to see, and if you ever happen to be in the San Jose area, I highly recommend you check it out. It's very bizarre inside and supposedly haunted. But unfortunately, there was one small problem with the hotel I stayed at. You see, there was a fitness center included, but it just had machines. I much prefer functional fitness, so I had to get creative. First, I scoped out my room and saw 2 double beds, a computer desk, and a small kitchenette nearby, which was pretty cool to have, but it didn't help with my workouts. Some space in front of the beds I could use for push-ups and stuff, and a love seat with a couple ottomans in front of it, and I knew for sure I could definitely use those ottomans. Oh, and there was a bathroom, but I'm not going to work out in the bathroom. So, in went the headphones, and I got started with a little cardio like I always do. Now, since I didn't have my jump rope, I had to do what I call invisible jump rope, which is where I basically pretend to jump rope, but I don't have one. And this is actually really effective. You're basically hopping in place and twirling the arms, and it works. Gets your heart rate up. After a minute of that, I switched to high knees. High knees are basically like you're running in place or marching in place kind of fast. It's great because it warms up your whole lower body, plus it also warms up the hip flexors in your core. After a minute of that, I switched to jumping jacks. I really like using these to warm up the upper body as well. Alright, then I just did some basic movements like neck turns to warm up the muscles in my neck. And I also accompanied those with some head circles, another good movement just to warm up the neck and loosen things up. I did some protraction and retraction of the scapula. Pulling apart my shoulder blades and squeezing them together like that really warms up the muscles around the shoulder blades. Did some side twists to warm up the obliques and other parts of the core. And I did some toe touches for the hamstrings and my waist. Alright, and once I was pretty warmed up, I started doing circuits of body weight exercises. First exercise I did was decline pike push-ups, which you can see me doing here. It's a pike push-up because my hips are piked upwards, and it's decline because my feet are elevated up on the ottomans. This is basically a push-up variation where you lower your head towards the floor, and it puts a lot of emphasis on your shoulders. Since I was doing circuits, I repped out these decline pike push-ups as much as I could, and then moved right on to the next exercise without any rest. So I couldn't bring my pull-up bar, but I did bring a resistance band in my suitcase, so I was able to do resistance band rows. Basically, you just wrap the resistance band around the top of your feet when you're sitting on the floor like this, and pull it backwards. You're mainly using your upper back muscles, but also your upper arms, like your biceps, to pull that band taut and squeeze your upper back at the end of the movement. And then again, no rest, moving right on to the next exercise, which was switching lunges. Basically, I just go into a lunge and then hop and switch to the other side, back and forth like that. Just hop and switch, hop and switch. This is a great leg exercise because it also is really good cardio too. And then without rest, went to the fourth and final exercise of my circuit, seated tucks, which is basically what you're seeing right here. I just tuck and extend my legs, doing that on the ottomans. So after doing that full circuit 6 times, here I am on the 6th and final circuit. I was getting really exhausted, as you can see. Shirt is off, I'm sweaty, my face is red, I'm really tired, but I pushed through that last circuit, and as you can see on the switching lunges, I was just falling apart there. My form was not good, I'm getting sloppy, but I made it through. But the fun doesn't stop there, not for me. You see, after the circuits, it was time for skills, and my favorite skill is inversions. So I found a wall, or in this case a door, in the hotel room, and started kicking up into wall handstands. I always like starting my handstand practice against a wall because I'm able to focus on the serratus anterior mainly, which is the muscle beneath your armpits, or in this case above your armpits when you're upside down. But the serratus is really important for the handstand because you use that to elevate your scapula and really push into the ground and hold yourself up. It's the main upper body muscle for handstands. Then I moved the ottomans out of the way and got away from the wall and started kicking up in the middle of the room. And as you can see, after spending 5 hours on an airplane, I just was still kind of tight. My handstands were not that good, couldn't hold them too long. I was getting a little frustrated, but I just kept practicing. And it turned out to not be too bad of a session. I mean, I was a little arched, wasn't holding them too straight, but I did nail some really good handstands. I think I was holding them for upwards of 15 or 20 seconds, which is pretty good for me. I think my max is like 30 or 35 seconds. And after the handstands, I decided to put a towel on the hotel floor and finish things off with some headstands. What I really love about headstands, and you would know this if you watched my headstand tutorial, is that you can use them to have a base of stability so you can move around your legs and really challenge your core while you're inverted. A lot of fun stuff. And yeah, every day I was at this convention, I did circuits just like that in my hotel room, only I would do something different, like instead of decline pike push-ups, I might do diamond push-ups like I'm doing here, which puts extra emphasis on your triceps. And instead of those resistance band rows, I might do rear delt flies with the band like I'm doing here. And perhaps squat jumps instead of switching lunges, which these are another great explosive leg exercise, great cardio, and I'm sure it also pisses off the people in the hotel room below you. Maybe some bicycle crunches for the abs instead of doing the seated tucks. And instead of working on inversions again, maybe working on my L-sit on the floor. Starting off with the one leg variation and then moving on to both legs. And as you can see, I need a lot of work for my L-sit. I can only hold it for a few seconds. Alright everybody, that's my video about how I made the most of staying at a hotel with a crappy fitness center. I hope it was helpful to you, and I hope you can see that just by using your surroundings, you can get in a great workout. You don't need a lot of equipment and fancy stuff. All I brought with me was a fitness band for extra resistance for back exercises. If you travel like in your car instead of flying, it's much easier to pack a pull-up bar, because a doorway pull-up bar is pretty small, and you can even disassemble it if you want. And that's really what Minus the Gym is all about. It's about making the most of your surroundings, exercising anywhere, especially at home, and how to eat a wholesome, nutritious diet to fuel those workouts and better recover from those workouts. So if you found this video helpful, you should subscribe to Minus the Gym. Make sure when you subscribe you tap the bell icon. Alright, that'll notify you whenever I upload something new. And if you have any ideas, if you want to lend some other exercises that are great that could have been done in the hotel room, go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what you do when you're stuck in a hotel without a good fitness center and how you stay fit. Alright? I'll talk to you later.